I came to Manchester from Liverpool in '68. I got together with 3 or 4 of the photographers taking a picture of the demolition, particularly Langworthy and Ordsall. That's where I concentrated on. Some of the areas were just like a wasteland. They'd been flattened. Some of my photographs show just heaps of rubble of houses which had been gutted, roof slates taken off, and just the walls and the chimney stacks were standing. So it was a bizarre and dramatic landscape, and some of my photographs show that. And as we were walking around, as I was walking around, there were children playing, but this was a demolition site. It was an apex section, and they were climbing up this, using it as a ramp, and then jumping off into a pile of builder's sand. And so they just sort of performed. They were flying, and I just got that picture, captured it. So I really like that picture. The photographs were taken in '77, but in '78 we had an exhibition at the Players Theatre on Liverpool Street. And what happened was that the exhibition was on probably for a week or 2, and then we all took our photographs home, so to speak, and they weren't archived by Salford or anybody else. And it's only in recent weeks that I've decided to revisit this. I literally wrote a letter to the Salford advertiser, and I said, look, I've got these photographs from 1977. I would love to find out what happened to these people. Within the first few hours of the paper coming out, I got a phone call from a woman, and she said, I know 3 of the boys in one of your pictures. And she said, the boy on the left is Stephen Lord, the actor, plays Dom or Dominic in Shameless. The boy on the right, sucking the ice lolly, is his brother, Anthony, but older, and the boy in the middle is John Howells. I didn't know what to expect, but to get somebody, a sort of high-profile person, I thought, incredible, thank you very much. Half an hour later, Stephen Lord phoned me, so I explained what I'd like to do is to take some reconstruction pictures of what happened to these people, and are you up for it? And he said, yes, of course I am.
You didn't know who any of these people were
no idea.
When you were taking the photos?
No.
You didn't ask their names, you didn't ask them where they lived?
No, because at the time I was quite a young photographer. I was just keen to take the pictures, and quite often the youngsters would come up. And in those days you could easily take photographs of young people. Different these days. Some of my photographs are, I really like the compositions of them. The picture of 4 boys standing by some flats in Langworthy. In the distance you can just see some flats which have been demolished, and that's where Sainsbury's is being built. Just in front, on this side of Regent Road, you can just see the back of the Globe pub, which has been demolished, and I remember that. And there's a school on the left. And these boys were standing there, and I just love my composition of everything sort of disappearing in the distance, and these boys. And one of the boys rang up, the boy on the left, and he said, you got a picture of me? My name is Anthony Prince. So I've got a Prince and a Lord so far. And then the boys next to him with the Mickey Mouse t-shirt. You wouldn't get a picture of a 12-year-old boy with a Mickey Mouse t-shirt on these days. And he was called Eric Crossley. We don't know the 3rd boy, and the 4th boy on that picture is Jimmy McGinnigan. Might be a taxi driver. So I'm getting names coming in.
So you're looking for more names now, and obviously some of the pictures that you've taken in the past are quite elderly people. The man in the doorway.
That I was walking along the road. It could be Ordsall Lane. I saw the sign in the window, and it's got "This house is occupied." All the surrounding houses were bricked up and boarded up. He obviously saw me through the window, wanting to take the photograph, and he came to the door. And then when I was talking to him, he said he had been a photographer in the past, and he'd given his photographs to the museum. So I would love to find an offspring and do a reconstruction photograph of a son or a grandson standing in a doorway, a similar type of house, as near as possible to where we took that picture.
The other pictures that you've got, and we've got some of the original printed stills here from your original exhibition. Can we just pick them up and show them to the camera?
Right, so this is one which, in fact, one of your colleagues, Tony, and myself, we did some research and we went along to the bricklayers and to check out if they remember any of the people. And yes, lo and behold, somebody was saying the man on the right-hand side, sort of gesticulating and talking to the other person with glasses on, was an Alan Thornton. So your colleague knows a lot more people in Salford than I do, so he's going to try and investigate and find this Alan Thornton. And if he's still alive, or he might have some offspring, and we're going to try and reconstruct some of these pictures. So, as far as possible, we're going to do this. I've got another photograph, which it's of two ladies in a pub, which we think is the bricklayers, and it looks like an early scene out of Coronation Street with Ina Sharples and Minnie Caldwell chatting or gossiping in the snug. Obviously, those ladies won't be alive today, but I would love to find their daughters or their granddaughters or similar people who are willing to pose. So the idea is to do Salford then and now.